Please be seated. Good afternoon. I am Mitty Nimmox Den Herder, Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs. And on behalf of the entire University of Wisconsin-Platteville community, I am delighted to welcome you to today's commencement ceremony, which is the 188th in our school's history. I'd ask that you please stand and remove your hats for the singing of our national anthem led by Sarah Doan.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ran high, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that a flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Sarah. Please be seated. Welcome, parents and relatives, guests, faculty and staff, but most of all, welcome to our graduating students. Today marks the first time that we are graduating exclusively in our three colleges, with both undergraduates and graduates marching together. So welcome to all of the candidates in the College of Liberal Arts and Education. This year is the 146th anniversary of the founding of the first normal school in the state of Wisconsin. That was the birth of what has become today's University of Wisconsin-Platteville. During these 146 years, more than 52,000 students have earned degrees from this outstanding institution. This afternoon, 222 undergraduate and 84 graduates have declared their intent to walk. And in this morning's College of Business, Industry, Life Science, and Agriculture ceremony, we conferred 390 bachelor's degrees and 27 master's degrees. And later today, at the College of Engineering, Mathematics, and Science ceremony, those numbers will be 218 undergraduates and 24 graduate students. That means that in total, today, we will award 830 undergraduate degrees and 135 graduate degrees. So again, congratulations to all of our UW-Platteville graduates. As a part of today's ceremony, UW-Platteville is displaying the flags of the countries represented by international students who are currently studying at UW-Platteville. There are flags of 27 countries in addition to the United States flags on display. As the graduates entered the gymnasium, you may have noticed that some are wearing special international stoles. Our international students who are graduating wear white flag stoles featuring the United States flag and the flag of their home country. UW-Platteville students who have studied abroad wear stoles featuring the flag of the country where they studied. Since today is all about students, it is appropriate to have our first speaker be from our graduating class. Our senior speaker is a non-traditional student, to say the least. She is a full-time student, like all of you, but she is a mother of 5 and serves as secretary and treasurer of a construction supply company. owned by her husband. I was just looking at her thinking, boy, she looks really young to be doing all this. Maybe I'm introducing the wrong person. She is graduating today with a psychology major and a criminal justice minor. She is the recipient of the Excellence in Psychology Award, has been on the Dean's List from 2008 to 2012, and received Chancellor's List honors from 2011 to 2012. She was inducted into the Psychology Psi-Chi International Honors Society, was published in Quintessence, an annual publication recognizing the best in student writing and artwork, and is co-founder and president of RA, a non-traditional student organization. I should also mention that she has a perfect 4.0 grade point average. So please welcome our senior speaker, Cherith Dilley.
Thank you for that very kind welcome. Good afternoon, Pioneers, esteemed faculty, supportive staff, proud parents, family, and friends. Thank you to all of those who nominated me to speak on this very special occasion, and to the selection committee for allowing me the honor and privilege to represent the College of Liberal Arts and Education graduating class of 2012. Let me be honest with you, public speaking ranks right up there on my list of things I'm most afraid of, right up there with going to the dentist. I would be much more at ease sitting down there with all of you, my fellow graduates, waiting for someone else to give this speech. But that's not what college is for. It's not about waiting for someone else to do the things that we are too scared or too inhibited to do. It's not about being a passive bystander when what is required of us is action. It's about facing challenges, insecurities, doubts, and fears with a hope and a belief that whether success or failure lies around the corner, we will be forever changed. We will have discovered something about ourselves, something about our world, something that will change everything. Your paths to college may have been very different from mine, but here's where we are the same. We came here searching for freedom and independence, for respect, for knowledge, for a career and a better life, and ultimately we came here searching for ourselves to discover what it is we are truly made of. 4 years ago, like most of you, I headed off to college. I still remember my first day. I walked into environmental ethics and sat down in the back. Really what I wanted to do was hide underneath the table. My hands were shaking, I had butterflies in my stomach, and I struggled to speak my name during introductions. I was 10 years older than most everyone in that classroom, and I was confident no one else had a spouse, not to mention 5 children. Nevertheless, there I was. A long-awaited dream of going to college was finally a reality. I had longed to have a conversation with adults that had nothing to do with sippy cups, soccer practice, or Blue's Clues. Dare to dream, right? But with dreams often come doubt. Several times during that first semester back at UW-Richland, I questioned what in the world I was doing there. I felt nearly paralyzed by even the mere possibility of failure. I wanted to quit. I recall standing in my kitchen one night after class when my husband said to me, "Just stick with it, give it 1 semester, and then if you decide it's not for you, at least you can say you tried." And that's exactly what I did. Back before all my time was spent reading textbooks, many a night was spent reading children's books. The goodnight stories in the books we read to children, and perhaps your parents read to you, contain simple, fundamental life lessons. One of my favorites is The Missing Piece by Shel Silverstein. For those who never read it as a child and haven't had the good fortune of reading the same book 6,000 times to your kids just yet, let me share a bit of it with you. It was missing a piece and it was not happy. So it set off in search of its missing piece. And as it rolled, it sang this song. "Oh, I'm looking for my missing piece. I'm looking for my missing piece. Heidi-ho, here I go, looking for my missing piece." And because it was missing a piece, it could not roll very fast. So it would stop to talk to a worm, smell a flower, and sometimes it would pass a beetle, and sometimes the beetle would pass it. and this was the best time of all. Remember, life's about the journey, not the destination. Don't roll through life so fast that you miss out on the best parts. Take the time to meet people and build relationships. I've never met a single person I couldn't learn at least something from. The best times of your life will be those moments spent strolling along and sharing your lives with those whose paths you cross. You might fail to change the world, but if you succeed in changing just one person's world, then you will have truly found success. And on it went, over oceans, through swamps and jungles, up mountains and down mountains, until one day, lo and behold, I found my missing piece. It's saying I found my missing piece, so grease my knees and fleece my bees. I found my... Wait a minute, said the piece. Before you go greasing your knees and fleecing your bees, I'm not your missing piece. I'm nobody's missing piece. And even if I was somebody's, I don't think I'd be yours. Rejection. It is simply part of the journey. Who here in this room has never faced rejection? We are not headed out into a world full of available jobs and friendly faces. Here today, we are at the top of our college climb, but tomorrow we begin a new phase in our lives. Be confident in who you are, in the skills that you possess. Never give in to the temptation of becoming what others would have you be. Give yourself permission to be different, to be unique. And then one day it came upon another piece that seemed to be just right. Hi, it said. Hi, said the missing piece. Are you anybody else's missing piece? Not that I know of. Well, maybe you want to be your own piece. I can still be someone's and still be my own. Well, maybe we won't fit. But it fit. It fit perfectly. And away it rolled. And because it was now complete, it rolled faster and faster than it had ever rolled before. So fast that it could not stop to talk to a worm or smell a flower. Too fast for a butterfly to land. We will find pieces that fit on occasion, or at least seem to. Maybe what fits is a new relationship, the job we always wanted, the money we worked hard for, a shiny new car, power, or prestige. I'm not suggesting these things are not worthy of pursuit, but let's not lose ourselves to things. There are consequences, either positive or negative, for every choice we make. There's always a trade-off, an opportunity for regret. Live an intentional life. Leave footprints for others to follow. Be remembered for what you added to this world. In life, you get what you give. Oh my, now that it was complete, it could not sing at all. Aha, it thought, so that's how it is. So it stopped rolling, and it set the piece down gently and slowly rolled away. And as it rolled, it softly sang, I'm looking for my missing piece. I'm looking for my missing piece. Heidi-ho, here I go, looking for my missing piece. Be open to the possibility that those missing pieces that you sought out with such fury will turn out to be less than expected. You see, there really are no missing pieces, just pieces. Not a single day should be wasted in search of the one thing that will complete you. You already have everything you need. Who, upon finding what they have been looking for, continues to search? No one. So instead of wishing you a life where you find everything you're looking for, I wish for you an amazing adventure that keeps you searching. I wish for you rainy days that bring new life and storms that teach you to stand steadfast. I wish for you moments of defeat so that you learn the fine art of humility. I wish for you to see yourselves as others do, where you discover that the voids, the imperfections, those things you have worked so hard to eradicate are truly your greatest strengths. Take the time to reflect upon your experiences at this great university. What things will you remember the most? The answers to your exam questions? Probably not. But the skills needed to ace that exam, those will last a lifetime. You might recall the all-night study sessions spent with friends, the shenanigans you didn't write home about, the sight of the squirrels that have undoubtedly taken over our campus, how to fill out a Scantron. In fact, you can probably do it blindfolded and standing on your head by now. The sound of a cell phone going off in class and thinking to yourself, thank God that's not me. You will remember all of the good times. As we prepare to leave this place, this amazing place that has changed all of our lives, where we have had a phenomenal group of faculty and staff to support and encourage us, where hard work, commitment, and integrity have been modeled so beautifully, remember the many examples that have been set forth. Remember who and what it is that you represent. We owe our best to this school and its administration, to our professors, and to each other. Now, don't get me wrong, my best and your best does not mean perfection. It doesn't exist. But your best effort, that's easy. Just be yourself. The cream always rises to the top. Find the time to thank all of those people who have played a role in helping you achieve your goals, with whom we share today's successes. Thank you to my husband, who I lovingly refer to as a college widower, for being my best friend for the past 18 years, for your constant support, your willingness to allow me the freedom to chase my dreams, and for putting up with me when no one else would. To my children, for always being so proud of your mom, for being life's greatest blessings, and for not burning down the house when I was away studying. To my mom, you're amazing. Words will always remain insufficient to describe who you are in my life. Your strength and faith are an inspiration. You have been the world's best study buddy these past 4 years. I realize you know way more than you ever hoped to about everything from anatomy and physiology to abnormal psychology. Most importantly, though, thank you for always believing in me. To my father and mother-in-law, for always being there when I or my family needed you, and for making sure my family didn't starve to death while I was in class, studying for exams, or writing papers. To friends and family, I love you all. It was always a comfort knowing you stood beside me, encouraging, supporting, and cheering me on. To my professors, Dr. Rubel, you have taught me so much, but I'll always remember you for your dedication to changing lives and your commitment to leaving the world a better place. Dr. Burton, thank you for going above and beyond in order to give me every possible edge as I head out into the workforce, and for your compassion and understanding as I have struggled through these last couple months. Dr. Enright, thank you for never losing sight of the fact that learning is supposed to be fun. It's been a joy to be in your classroom. And Dr. Parsons, there has never been a professor that has frustrated me as much as you have. Thank you. You have taught me to think critically, to challenge everything, and to articulate my arguments with precision. Like my fellow graduates, I couldn't have done it without friends and family, and professors who are deeply committed to educational excellence. In closing, I would like to leave you with the last message my dad would ever leave on my phone, as he passed away last month. We are not promised tomorrow. These kinds of things just happen to people. But at least if we have to go, we go knowing the truth. Just hang on, keep your courage, and have faith. Take it one day at a time, kid, and you'll be okay. Congratulations, class of 2012. You've done well. Be proud. Today is worth celebrating. We have climbed to the top of this mountain. But if tomorrow should come, and you find yourself in the valley, smile, remember all you've learned here, and start climbing.
Thank you, Sheriff, for that moving speech. It is now my pleasure to introduce our principal speaker for this afternoon's ceremony. The Reverend Sunny Hong Kang works for the Los Angeles County Commission for Children and Families, but has outstanding ties to UW-Platteville. His father is Dr. Peter Kang, a Fulbright scholar who taught at UW-Platteville from 1969 to 1997, including 9 years as chair of his department. Sunny Hong Kang graduated from Carlson School of Management at the University of Minnesota. After receiving a Master of Divinity from Bethel Theological Seminary in St. Paul, he was awarded his Doctor of Divinity from United Theological Seminary in Philadelphia. In addition, he is a Doctor of Ministry candidate at San Francisco Theological Seminary and has been active in the ministry since 1982. He has specialized in working with foster children and social service agencies for vulnerable children in several states, in addition to providing training on the issues of the racial and ethnic identity development process in children and teens. Please join me in welcoming Sunny Hong Kang.
Thank you for the privilege of being here with you today. Chancellor Shields, Chancellor Anderson, Commencement Committee, as well as all of the faculty, I am grateful for your invitation and I'm honored. But most of all, I'm grateful to your students, graduates, because it is your hard work that made this possible for me to be with you today. I want to congratulate you on your hard work. You have set goals for yourselves. You had dreams that you wanted to fulfill in your life. And then you have sacrificed and you have dedicated your lives to them. And now today you're here because you are seeing the fulfillment, a part of your dreams that you have fulfilled. You ought to be congratulated for your hard work. Congratulations. To be with you today is of a special honor for me because my father taught. It would be now the part of College of Liberal Arts for almost 30 years. My father has spent 50 years of his life teaching, but 30 years of it he spent here at this university. And we remember countless students being at home and my father spending and talking with them and just how much he enjoyed teaching here. He was one of those professors that if you ever called, he'd always be there. And he just really loved what he was doing because whom he was with. And the purposes that many of you came to this institution was also what motivated him. You see, my father was only 17 years old in 1945 when the World War II ended and Japan lost its colonies, including Korea. And for the first time in 57 years, Korea became a free country. And under the leadership of UN and United States, it was trying to learn how to become an independent nation, a democratic nation. What my father saw, however, was a country struggle with corruption, with incompetent leadership, and violence that broke out. So at age 20, he switched from medical school to School of Public Affairs, and he committed himself to become a teacher. And when I asked him one time why he did so, he said his reason was he didn't want to patch up people after they got hurt in a war, but he would rather teach people how to live in peace. And so he dedicated himself to become a college professor. And then he taught for the next 50 years in the arena of public affairs and political science. There are people, professors, who have dedicated themselves and so that they could teach you. And as you leave this institution, I hope you take with you not just what you have learned in the classroom, but you would take those dear professors you had with you during your college years and take them with you so that what they have taught and what you have learned will continue. Because their investments that they have made in you will not end here, but it will continue on beyond their lives and beyond yourself. In our case, we wanted my father's work to continue, so when he passed away in 2008, university was generous enough to allow us to start a scholarship in his name, Dr. Peter Kang Memorial Scholarship on Excellence and Public Service. And I had opportunities to meet some of the students in awarding the scholarship, and I've been absolutely impressed with your peers. Because it's those who are committed and those who are wanting to use what you have right now in your life are the ones that are going to change the world. If we look back into history, the greatest changes in history did not come by big governmental movements, but it all became about because of what young people had done. You remember the most recognizable images of the social changes that happened in the 1960s with military protests was by young people in the college movements. And Dr. Martin Luther King leading the nonviolent student protests. Desegregation essentially happened because 4 students on February 1st, 1960, from the North Carolina School of Agriculture and Technology went to Greensboro, Woolworth, sat down and ordered a cup of coffee. They were African American. Woolworth lunch counter was all white. They were denied service. They came back next day. For the whole week, that's what they did. And within a week, thousands of students across the southern states in the United States went and occupied the lunch counters. And within months, Woolworths became desegregated. And it was less than 4 years later, the Civil Rights Act of '64 was passed, where desegregation of all public accommodations was mandated by the United States government. It was started by young people. Civil rights movement, was started by young. And it was led by, the first of the big protests was led by a young man, 25 years old, Dr. Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King just graduated, and he was pastoring a small church in Montgomery when he was asked to be head of the Montgomery Improvement Association. And he led that movement. Where did he learn the philosophy of nonviolence? He learned that from a young man who devoted his life at age 23 to fight injustices of discrimination. And by age 37, Gandhi had articulated his view on nonviolent civil resistance. You are now living that out in the Occupy movements of our time. But you also see that now, don't you? In the Arab Spring, where young men and women across over 20 different countries in Northern Africa and Arabian Peninsula had already toppled 4 governments and are changing many more. It is all done by young people. But many young people dedicated the years of their lives, and they don't see the fruits of their work for many years. And we'd encourage you to continue even when the end doesn't seem to be near in sight. Let me give you the talk about the fall of communism in 1989. In Poland, it was led by Solidarity movement, was led by Lech Walesa, who was only 25 years old when he first led the trade union strike in support of the student protests. And 42 years later, he saw the fall of Poland, and he later became the first democratically elected president of Poland. Václav Havel led the Velvet Revolution in Czechoslovakia. He was only 29 when he wrote his very first political satire questioning the corruption of the government. And he also later became the first democratic elected president of Czechoslovakia. And what caused the fall of the Berlin Wall and caused the fall of the opening of the Iron Curtain? There was a young Prime Minister of Hungary named Miklos Nemeth. He was only 40 years old, first term in office. He planned a pan-European picnic. So he had a picnic on 2 sides of the Iron Curtain. His plan was to allow 150 East German to escape into Austria. The moment that happened, within days, all the gates of Berlin Wall, of the Iron Curtain opened. And what made it happen? Simply because young people who were the border guards said, we will not shoot those who are seeking to live in peace. It was once again movement of young people saying our world will be different. You are young. You have the energy. You are idealistic. You are passionate. And as you leave this place, do not lose that passion. Do not lose that dreams that you walked in with. But dream bigger and learn and to commit yourself to philanthropic life. Commit yourself to build a better world around you. Because there's nothing more dangerous in this world. There's nothing more dangerous to oppressive regimes than young people with knowledge. You know, it was modern technology that has a great impact in changing the world. When Tiananmen Square happened in 1989, everybody thought it would only happen for a couple more days and it would be closed. The Chinese government would run them over and that would be done. But it lasted 7 weeks, from April to early June. And the secret of Tiananmen Square was a new modern technology called fax machines. In early May, I walked into an apartment of a friend that I knew who was from China. In that room, in the living room were 4 different TVs. There was about a dozen of them occupying this apartment. And they were watching every broadcast they could. And they had 4 different fax machines. They was going nonstop, 24/7. Whatever they were watching, they were handwriting and faxing it back to Tiananmen Square. They were sending messages back to over 100 different places around Tiananmen Square, informing students in one side of Tiananmen Square what was happening on the other side, because all communication within China was cut off. So it was the young people who were in solidarity in occupying apartments in Minneapolis, Boston, Chicago, Los Angeles, San Francisco, who were feeding the information to their friends around the Tiananmen Square so that information could go around the world. And that's what kept the Tiananmen Square protest going on for 7 weeks. And by the way, the leader of the Tiananmen Square protest was a 20-year-old college student. And the iconic image that is left over of Tiananmen Square, the image of Tank Man, or the lone rebel, which young man stands in front of a column of tanks and you shall not pass. That was a 19-year-old college student, believed by many. Young people with technology is also what made Tahrir Square and Arab Spring possible. The instant uploading of 30-second videos of what was going on in various squares of Middle East is completely crippled any of the Egyptian or Bahrain or any other militaristic government from taking action against students, because the whole world knew instantly what was going on. Young people with a smartphone and its smartphone cameras is what has been changing all of the government. That's you. That's what you are part of. And that's the world that you are walking into. I encourage you, I implore you to consider the life of philanthropic lifestyle, giving of yourselves so that it's not only about what you get, but just as your professors have instilled and have given onto you these years, and this university has invested in you, I encourage you to invest yourselves and your life in whatever endeavor you go into to the world and to build a better society around you. Because in the end, you will be the one that will be better off, because you will live in a world which you created for yourself. I remember my father as a young college professor in Korea, as Korea was struggling to develop into a country, and students were protesting every day. And every day my father would go out in front of the students who had occupied the streets of Seoul, and he would stand in front of them and encouraging and asking students to remain nonviolent. And when he got students calmed down, then he would run across the empty space between police and the students, go and talk to police and imploring them not to respond and attack students. And he would go back and forth at asking everybody to remain nonviolent and be remaining peaceful. He did that for years. Even though he left Korea before he saw the results of what he was working for, because he was teaching at this university at the time. But 42 years after he had committed himself to a new kind of a country, he saw Korea in 1989 have the first democratic election. 42 years later, he saw fulfillment of his commitment that he made when he was 20 years old. Even though he saw it from a distance, he was still part of it, because ones who were leading the government at the time were my father's students in various locations. And many of the professors who were working with students were his former students as well. That's not a story of some other country somewhere else. That's your story, and that's my story, because he was your professor and he was my father. We are young. We are the ones with knowledge. And you are now going to go through those doors today, armed and ready to lead, not follow, to be present and not absent, to care and not be apathetic, to make difference rather than simply complaining on the sidelines. You are young, you're passionate, and you have the knowledge, you have the education. Take your place in the world, occupy your place in the world for better civil society, and make this a world, a place where the dreams of a young writer, only at 33, penned the words, "We the people of these states, United States of America, in order to create a more perfect union." So go and occupy, create a more perfect union, not just for 99%, not for 1%, but for the 100%. So indeed, your dreams will be dreams that are shared by your professors and by the university, and your dreams will be the dreams of people of this country and all around the world. Thank you.
Thank you for that address that causes us to remember your father, to honor our faculty and staff, and to inspire our students. Each year, our faculty and the Alumni Association recognize alumni who have brought honor to this university. Since our alumni include winners of the Nobel and Pulitzer Prizes, members of the United States Congress and Wisconsin Legislature, and presidents of major corporations and universities, the choices are never easy. Today, we honor two distinguished alumni as models for this graduating class and in recognition of their achievements and contributions. And I'm going to ask them to come forward one at a time. And first, I would ask Bruce Howdle to please come forward. UW-Platteville lecturer Bruce Howdle, class of 1969, is an internationally recognized ceramic artist and a private studio and gallery owner. A member of the UW-Platteville Art Department since 2005, he spent the last year donating his time with his students to creating artwork for the new Roundtree Commons Residence Hall, which hopefully you saw by Pioneer Stadium as you came to campus today. After earning his bachelor's degree in art in 1969, he received his Master of Arts degree from Northern Arizona in 1974 and his Master's in Fine Arts from Arizona State in 1976. He taught at UW-Madison before coming to UW-Platteville. His own works range from a 6-foot-high throne form to a 52-foot relief mural that used more than 9 tons of clay. Recently, he completed a 6-foot by 10-foot mural called Working the Locks for the city of Menasha, Wisconsin. His murals appear in airports, office buildings, churches, hospitals, schools, and more. His works have been discussed in texts, journals, magazines, and handbooks throughout the years. He earned the UW-Platteville College of Liberal Arts and Education Arts and Letters Award in 2003, and he actively promotes UW-Platteville's art programs to donors and potential students. Please join me in recognizing Bruce Howdle. I would now invite Kimberly Umans Thorson to come forward. Kimberly is a 1986 graduate and Alumni Association member. She majored in elementary and physical education and then earned her Master of Science in Education from UW-Platteville in 1992. In her 26th year at the River Ridge Community School District in Hanover, Illinois, she teaches literature to students in grades 6 through 8, as well as organizing community-to-school programs. She also serves currently as the drama director, PTO secretary, and after-prom school liaison. Working with the Regional Office of Education, she trains teachers in the area of the Common Core standards. She has been involved in various workshops and has authored articles in 5 successful grant applications. Last year, she earned the Professional Achievement Award from the UW-Platteville College of Liberal Arts and Education. She has earned her National Board Certification in English Language Arts Early Adolescence, an achievement of which only 3% of public educators have earned. She also was recognized as Teacher of the Year by the 6th District of the Veterans of Foreign Wars. In the community, she has served as a 4-H leader, religious education instructor, and community drama organization participant. Maintaining ties to UW-Platteville, she has brought 8th graders to tour the university. Middle school students have done book share projects with university students, and she is currently working with UW-Platteville faculty member Rick Morgan to develop a workshop for teachers. So please join me in recognizing Kimberly. Thank you very much. Students, in a few moments, you gain another title. You will be a UW-Platteville alumni. I now ask Patricia Ryder, President of the Alumni Association, to announce the awards of Alumni Life memberships.
Chancellor Shields, Provost, Dean Anderson, faculty and staff, families and guests of today's graduates, on behalf of the Platteville Alumni Association, it is my pleasure and honor to congratulate the May 2012 commencement class. You have now become a part of history and traditions of our university. At this time, I would like to recognize the graduates that have been selected to receive an honorary lifetime membership into the Alumni Association, a $400 value. The award is based on a variety of criteria, including campus activities, leadership, community involvement, professional development and employment, academic excellence, and probability of future involvement in the Alumni Association. For this semester, we have selected 6 as recipients. 3 are graduating this afternoon. Please stand as I call your name. Casey Belcheski, a criminal justice major from Madison, Wisconsin. Michelle Merkovich, a psychology and criminal justice major from Franksville, Wisconsin. And Kim Sargent, a graduate student majoring in adult education from Platteville, Wisconsin. Congratulations, Casey, Michelle, and Kim, and congratulations to all the graduates this afternoon. I encourage you to stay connected to UW-Platteville after graduation and seek out opportunities to stay connected. Volunteer to serve on the Alumni Association Board of Directors or the LAE Alumni Chapter Board. Plan to attend an alumni event in your area and come back to campus for career fairs, homecoming, or other alumni activities. Stay connected through social media by liking our Facebook page or joining our LinkedIn group. There are many ways to stay connected and be active alumni. As you start the next chapter in your life, take pride in the degree you received today. We are proud to call you alumni of UW-Platteville.
Thank you, Patricia. Of course, we're extremely proud of all of our graduates and will shortly recognize each one of you individually. However, at this time, I would like to give special recognition to the groups who have distinguished themselves throughout their academic careers. The undergraduate students graduating with academic honors are designated with asterisks in the commencement program and are wearing gold honor cords. At this time, I'd ask those individuals who have achieved highest honors and are graduating summa cum laude to please rise and remain standing. These students have earned cumulative grade point averages between a 3.75 and a perfect 4.0. Now, I want this group to remain standing, but to join them, I'd like for the students who have achieved honors and are graduating magna cum laude to please rise and remain standing. And these students have earned cumulative grade point averages between a 3.5 and a 3.74. So I ask that you please join me in acknowledging the wonderful accomplishments of these very special groups of students. Thank you. You may be seated. And at this time, it is my honor to welcome our Chancellor, Dennis J. Shields.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you. Graduates, parents, faculty, and honored guests, it's my pleasure to participate in this ceremony by offering some thank yous, some congratulations, and hopefully some short words of inspiration. This is a special occasion and one that I think all of you, our graduates and their parents and family, will remember for the rest of their lives. To the parents, faculty, and honored guests, thank you for the support and encouragement that you have shown the graduates throughout their experience here and before. This day would not have been possible without you. Graduates, congratulations for all that you have accomplished. You have completed all of your degree requirements a week from now, and so much more. You have spent countless hours attending classes, writing papers, studying for exams, all in preparation for this special moment, when you will have the opportunity to proudly walk across the stage and accept your diploma. We are all very proud of you. Seneca, a Roman philosopher in the 1st century AD, once said, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." As you approach the completion of your experience at the UW-Platteville, it is important to realize that this moment does not mark an end, just another beginning. Upon your graduation, and from this point forward, you are forever pioneers. As pioneers, you have the knowledge, skills, and expertise you need to excel in whatever endeavor you pursue, to blaze your own path in life. Have confidence that most of what you will need already lies within you. Your knowledge, your hard work ethic, your dedication, your desire to make a difference in the world. If there are things you do not know, seek out the answers. In times of struggle, find inner strength to forge ahead, and if you need to, ask for help. While on your life's path, make sure to build positive relationships with other people. You never know when you may need a friend. Along the way, remember to be thoughtful, insightful, and responsible citizens. Accept those who may be different from you. Be active within your community and conscious of the vital issues that affect the community as well as the region, country, and world. You can make a difference. As you begin your journey, remember the words of Ralph Waldo Emerson, the philosopher and poet. Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. Above all, remember this. You are in charge of your own destiny. Your alma mater has great faith in you. Have no doubt that you can make a powerful impact on the destiny of this world and its people, and know that you have the power to make every day a great day to be a pioneer. Thank you.
Thank you, Chancellor. Now, will all of the individuals who are about to receive bachelor's and master's degrees please stand? Chancellor Shields, as provost and as directed by the university faculty, I certify that these candidates standing before you have completed the prescribed curricula in another week for the degrees of Master of Science in Education, Bachelor of Arts, or Bachelor of Science, and are entitled to receive their degrees from the University of Wisconsin-Platteville. I therefore recommend that these candidates be granted the appropriate diplomas for the curricula completed.
Upon this certification by the Provost and Vice Chancellor that you have completed the requirements established by the university faculty for the various degrees, and with the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of Wisconsin system, I am pleased to confer upon you the degree which you have earned, together with all the rights and privileges attending thereto. Congratulations.
You may be seated. As we begin awarding the degrees, I ask that everyone show respect for the graduates and for those seated near to you. We know that this is an exciting time and we expect some celebration. However, we ask that the celebration be respectful. All here are anxious to hear the name of their special graduate, their particular student. So please refrain from excessive celebration or using artificial noisemakers. I ask now that Interim Dean Laura Anderson present the degree recipients for the College of Liberal Arts and Education.
Will the recipients of the degree of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science from the College of Liberal Arts and Education please stand? Chancellor Shields, as Interim Dean of the College of Liberal Arts and Education and representing the college faculty, I present to you the recipients of the degree of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science from the College of Liberal Arts and Education. Will the recipients please come forward?
Cherith J. Dilly. William E. Neitzel. Lindsay R. Arhart. Renee D. Armbrecht. Benjamin Thomas Arnold. Casey J. Balcheski. Brandon J. Barnes. Kelsey Renee Beckus. Amanda M. Beckwith. Jacob Burowski. Justin E. Burowski. Alexa Danielle Bennett. Caitlin Jean Barris. Katie M. Binning. Jonathan R. Binsfeld. Chantel Marie Blanchard. Stephanie Patachi Blaya. Stephanie Marie Borkart. Stephen W. Bowers. Christina Marie Boyle. Jessica Renee Breitbach. Kristen M. Brown. Adam J. Bruner. Hunter S. Berge. Glenn Gannon Butler. Kayla Lynn Clayton. Alicia Marie Cleland. Ashley Jane Cleveringa. Bartholomew J. Conklin. Catherine Drew Cook. John Howard McAllister Corey. James A. Cram. Kaylee Jane Christ. Nicole Sue Cullen. Adam M. Danowski. Courtney D. Day. Jacob Dante Dean. Jared E. Dean. Tyler John Dictanis. Ashley Joyce Dinga. Tracy Lynn Dirks. Sarah Christina Doan. Amanda S. Drinsinger. Dane S. Dressler. Tyler John Eckelberg. Rory S. Edge. Renee C. Endress. Christopher L. Fall. Nicholas L. Flinner. Erica Lee Florence. Christina Carey Forrell. Lauren M. Ford. Heather M. Foy. Brittany Francis. Samantha Jo Gauthier. Zachary R. Gevlinger. Ross Allen Gonzalez. Jesse L. Goodwin. Amy K. Grade. Amanda L. Graham. Nicholas M. Groff. Mary Kate Gunst. Michael Joseph Haig. Ashley May Hackett. William J. Hammer. Jeremiah D. Hansen. Kathleen M. Harwood. Alicia L. Haynes. Sarah Ann Hafel. Emily Jean Hiring. Laren Jean Hendrickson. Adam John Hirschberger. Matthew James Hinton. Rebecca Lynn Holman. Matthew Finn Hubbard. Quincy C. Hudson. Janelle Louise Jackson. Rebecca Lynn Johnson. Jamie Lynn Jones. Jessica Lynn Kaltenberg. Brian Herman Kastning. Trevor John Kearney. Lindsay Michelle Kemp. Kayla M. King. Grace Evelyn Kneep. Cody B. Knutson. Kelly Ann Kalker. Kimberly Marie Kalker. Ashley B. Koenigs. Elise Marie Kohlbauer. Brock William Kundert. Daniel J. Kunkel. Christine A. Lammers. Paige Elizabeth LeConte. Matthew G. Lemansky. Jamie Ella Light. Erica T. Liggins. James E. Long. Chua Lo. Mark H. Moss. Amy M. Maple. Francesca Catherine Morozes. Wesley Allen Matthew. Aaron Cummins McDermott. Caitlin Ann McPherson. Gabrielle M. Mears. Michelle Lynn Merkovich. Daniel J. Merrick. Amanda Louise Miller. Catherine Marie Miller. Jessica Lynn Morton. Ashley Lynn Mahalan. Kimberly Ann Murray. Megan E. Nelson. Alicia M. Nettesheim. Chaz Allen Nichols. Jonathan R. Nigber. Jacob G. O'Connell. Patrick L. O'Connor. Elizabeth A. Astrike. Jessica Jane O'Laughlin. Kyle C. Olson. Jenna Lynn Pazik. And Marie Peterson. Maria Angela Piccioni. Nathan Kyle Pullman. Kirsten Lee Presser. Brandy Cribino. Benjamin W. Price. Brandon Lee Radke. David James Rotz. Kevin M. Richter. Marissa A. Remanap. Brandon M. Roberts. Heidi Lynn Rollins. Ryan Charles Shuckelman. Sarah Margaret Scheel. Eric E. Schlicker. Amber Lynn Schlichtman. Kayla Elise Schubert. Matthew S. Scott. Elizabeth Ann Sedgwick. Gabrielle Marie Sherrard. Kyle George Sisler. Taya Marie Summers. Kayla M. Steadley. Leslie Ann Stevenson. Shane DeVere Stewart. Sarah Louise Steinmart. Eric L. Stott. Brandy L. Sumner. Christopher William Sykes. Anna Mae Taylor. Kinsey L. Taylor. Elizabeth M. Topp. Tiffany Nicole Truex. Jacqueline Nicole Trum. Carrie Gabrielle Ullman. Aaron T. Van Treek. Cody James Warner. Matthew W. Weber. Matthew Michael Wick. Kelly Marie Wellnitz. Adam C. Whitford. Brooks Donald Williams. Jessica Lynn Williams. Toygillian A. Williams. Candy L. Wunschall. Sai Yang. Jennifer L. Zipfel.
On behalf of the College of Liberal Arts and Education, congratulations and best wishes.
Will Dr. David Van Buren, Associate Vice Chancellor and Dean of the School of Graduate Studies, now present the graduate candidates.
Will the recipients of the master's degrees please stand? Chancellor Shields, as Dean of the School of Graduate Studies and representing the graduate faculty, I present to you the recipients of the degrees of Master of Science and Master of Science in Education from the School of Graduate Studies. Will the recipients please come forward? And for the audience, let me just mention that as the master's degree recipients come on stage, we will be hooding each one of them as a traditional part of the degree ceremony. The significance of academic attire is explained in more detail in your program on page 52.
Reza A. Bahar. Brett James Butine. Arna Darlene Farr. Jeffrey M. Gale. Faye Gao. Emily Ann Gedkin. Amanda L. Helt. Dian Huang. DeMonte Ralph January. Vendaryl Jenkins. Tracy Kite. Erin Michelle Chelland. Christy Klein. Ashley E. Lau. Stephanie Helene Lex. Mi Lee. No. Yan Lee. Bing Liang. Shu Chen Lin. Jingju Liu. Junli Liu. Si Liu. Heidi Marie Mellenberger. David Scott Nelson. Shanna Lorelei Nichols. Carrie Lynn Nuskovich. Jinfang Chen. Rachel D. Caceres Reschauer. Jordan S.C. Reitma. Kimberly J. Sargent. Michael Joseph Schmidt. Ashton Pamela Shago. Carrie T. Taborn. Carrie Sue Virgin. Darcy A. Wildermuth. Ching Wang. Xiao Wang. Boshu Yang. Shuiwen Yu. Jing Zhang. Qian Zhang. Daini Zhang. Lian Jiao Zhang. Chantel James.
On behalf of the graduate faculty, congratulations on this milestone in your education. And again, congratulations to each one of you.
This ceremony would not have been possible without the time and effort so generously given by a number of groups and individuals. The members of the commencement committee are listed in your program. George Smith, who has taught for 33 years and has been honored nationally for his advising, has served as commencement marshal. The names of the graduates were read by David Kiekefer, our registrar. The student ambassadors distributed programs, organized seating for the audience members. Our facilities staff, as well as the technical services and media services staff, have attended to many details. Sarah Doan led the singing, and the UW-Platteville Symphonic Wind Ensemble, directed by Barry Ellis, deserves our appreciation for the music accompanying today's ceremony. Will the committee members, Dr. Smith, Mr. Kiekefer, Ms. Doan, the members of the Symphonic Wind Ensemble, the Media Technology and Technical Services staff, our facilities staff, and our student ambassadors, please stand and be recognized. Thank you. You may be seated. As we say farewell to our graduates, I want to give them the opportunity to recognize those who have guided them through college life with a little bit of gentle prodding and friendly assistance, the faculty and staff of this university. UW-Platteville faculty, staff, and administrators, please rise and be recognized by the graduates. Thank you for your outstanding work. And the last group I would like to recognize consists of very, very special people. Like the faculty and staff and administrators of our campus, these individuals have been teachers, counselors, and mentors. However, instead of working with the students for 4 or 5 years, these people have spent a lifetime with the graduates. They have helped the graduates study, have helped them financially, and have been there all along, rooting for the students' success. Would all of the parents, grandparents, husbands, wives, children, grandchildren, family, friends of the graduates please stand and be recognized by them? You may be seated. I'd ask that all of you turn to page 56 of your commencement program, stand and remove your head cover as we join Sarah Doan in singing our alma mater. Please be seated. This commencement ceremony has been videotaped and is available for streaming on the university webpage. I'd ask that all of you please remain seated until the faculty has left the Fieldhouse. The graduates can remain to greet parents, relatives, and friends in the Fieldhouse. Unfortunately, we have to ask you to do that for a fairly short period of time because we have to set up for our 4 o'clock commencement ceremony. But do take a few moments to greet your family and friends. This ceremony is now ended.